We need to see 3 more cores now. They've already got their support duo up.
Thinking hard about this one. Probably looking for an offlane, if not a mid, because they'd expect a mid-puck matchup. We've seen a couple of options come out, even with the Void Spirit Band out. They could go for another Spirit Predator. They go with the Enigma instead. So that's one way to get the aggression out with, say, the tag team, right? Tusk tag team on, Enigma Eidolons, get some hits out, and the damage starts to pile up. So that's one way for PentAce to get that aggressive offlane going. And of course, you've always got that constant denying range creep, making it hard for Arkosh Gaming safe lane to find some EXP. And even the Undying is going to suffer from that, as you do need levels on the Undying just as much as you would on his core partner. So just having this Enigma is such a value pickup for PentAce. You don't have the best ways to cancel Black Hole here from Arkosh. I mean, you've got the Earth Spirit for now, but as soon as you have a BKB, you're going to have to get the Ags upgrade in your puck to deal with Enigma just channeling through. So PentAce has a pretty big window where they can just get some big team fights going. But even then, we don't see Enigmas prioritize big black holes. They just go for the value, pick off, then go for the push. That's the game plan here with Enigmas early on.
Yeah, and it's pretty annoying towards the Undying as well, right? Like, you don't necessarily enjoy running into all those Eidolons to try and get a decay off and try to get some right clicks off. Still Arkosh going back for the Underlord now, so plenty of AoE kind of denial there, and obviously nice to Sable with the roots. Another way to cancel off Black Hole throughout the mid-game, assuming the BKB isn't up for the Enigma. And overall, just a great hero. Just kind of does everything, right? You push out lanes, you can team fight, you can pull your team out with Dark Rift if you need to. I think it is pretty darn nice. Kind of fits the fighting style lineup that they have as well. So I think it just fits overall. And if you really wanted to, you could put the Underlord up against the Enigma 1v1 in, say, the safe lane and just leave them there for a while. But that might force you to run a tri-lane up against the Tusk Coddle, which wouldn't necessarily be recommended either. So we'll see what the game plan is here from Arkosh with this Underlord. PentAce, they'll go into the Ember. So after days and days of talking about it, the Coddle Ember combination is also back. Basically, it guarantees you 2 Slider Fist charges. So it's going to be quite nice here for PentAce. The hero itself, though, admittedly has been slightly weak. Hasn't really been buffed or received any love from IceFrog for quite a while, so hard to know what to expect from this hero, but it's there. I guess with the Coddle, it's just a bit better as a hero overall.
Yeah, you don't have the best lockdown for an Ember, although Earth Spirit's on hand here. But the route from the Underlord will be annoying, especially once the Atos is up. So PentAce will have to watch just how far forward the Ember Spirit does go here, as there are some ways to punish it, trying to zip in and out. Should have a decent enough time against the puck. That one is still probably going to be puck favored, but the Ember Spirit can hold out, clear out the waves, build up some solid farm, and hit those EXP spikes. You do want to hit your level of 6 fast, get a rotation in the side lane, probably going to look to make a move with a Tusk, and maybe the Enigma in this case, and just find a pickoff, go back to your lane, keep building up. And that is one way to run PentAce's draft now. Not too many cooldowns to worry about as well. Black Hole's a big one, but again, Enigma's emphasis tends to not be in the Black Hole. It's just the lane domination it gives. So you're not as worried about playing around a big Black Hole, at least early on. Maybe once you hit the 25 to 30 minute mark, you do start to want bigger Black Holes to come in through the investment on the Enigma, but isn't an issue for the first part of the game. So should be some fast timings for PentAce to play around with as well. As we do see the rest of the banouts, Wraith King plus Troll being taken out here by PentAce, and Arkosh do take care of the Monkey King plus the Medusa. So just annoying heroes in team fights that play well with the Enigma, play well with the Keeper of Light once he has his Will-O-Wisp, and just preventing any bigger sorts of wombo combos coming out here from PentAce.
Last pickup is going to be the Jug. There is not much in the way of dealing with that Jug right now. It seems like a very, very strong pick here for PentAce. In terms of counters, you won't really have the Ursa to go to here against the Jug either. Though I'd say maybe the PA is going to be a good pickup here for Arkosh if they do want to go down that route. In fact, I'd say it's one of the better options here for Arkosh. Like, you're still going to struggle up against the Enigma, but so is everybody else, and they do go for the PA pickup. Fair enough. Overall, drafts are complete. PentAce definitely has the slightly greedier draft, I'd argue, with the Enigma, but it still does look very strong. Which one do you favor going into this game number 1?
I think if Arkosh can play a fast pace, they've got a lineup that comes online really quick. You know, you just need some initial farm in your PA, but the Undying's going to be looking to dominate his lane. We'll see how much the Undying PA lane does get done. Of course, they will have to sit through that Enigma lane. A lot of range creep denies. The PA can at least farm up safely with a dagger in case Z-Freak starts running up on the Tusk and trying to get some hits off with Tag Team plus Eidolons. But for the most part, the PA shouldn't be under too much stress there. The offlane matchup as well for PentAce is pretty nice. Juggernaut against Underlord is, you know, it's always annoying against Underlord, but you do have the spin, and you do have the Keeper of the Light to give you more mana in case you need the spin up. It allows you to spam out the healing ward a bit more as well, so there is some sustain there. I would have to say, just on heroes, I'd probably favor Arkosh, but when it comes down to execution, PentAce have a game plan in mind. They know the timings they want to hit, they know how to counteract the aggression from Arkosh, and it's down to Arkosh to having to win that early game to really maximize the potential of this kind of draft.
No, I certainly agree with you on that, John. We are going to go into it though. Game number 1 between Arkosh Gaming and PentAce, aka the ex-Sadboys. PentAce not so much sad anymore, John. Very, very happy boys now, and we'll see how they do in their first series together. I mean, this is their debut as a team, if I'm not incorrect in saying that. And it looks like a very strong team. See how they do.
Yeah, and as usual, Canis Volpus has got to say hi to Kyle. Shout out to Kyle.
He said hi to everyone in the lobby, but you know, in his own way. I can't remember the exact words. It's very, he's very passive aggressive. He is Canis Volpus.
Oh, look at that. Ward on ward, so both sides know. And there's the sentry. Moo was ready. So you're going to lose vision already on Arkosh's hand. Going to make it complicated in the lane at least. You're not going to be able to monitor the pulse as well. You're going to have to throw your body out. Does prevent any sort of first blood happening, though, as they should be aware there's a bit of a clump up here from the side of PentAce. So whether or not this will be a success for them, dragging 4 heroes down here is a different story. Although it does look like Rio is just bailing out. Wants to maybe secure his wave first and just get the blocks off.
I mean, that's fair. Snaking going to remove himself, go towards the top lane because he wants to start denying the creeps off. Goat going to follow him down to try and soak XP. It's still going to be a 2 for 2 in terms of bounty trades.
The battle begins.
Goat, XP range, is going to get it. Very nice. That's pretty much all you can do up against the Enigma when he does this, is just get in range to at least get something out of it. That's it. Like, ultimately, the Enigma will always win doing this.
Yeah, it's not much EXP going the way of our Undying as well. Goat only gets, what, 28 XP? I mean, it's something at least, as you say, but still not an amazing time. And Z-Freak is now up here, so it is the Enigma Tusk lane. No level 1 yet on Z-Freak, holding on to it for now. But once you get a couple of levels in, Tag Team plus Eidolons again can be very annoying, especially for the Undying. He needs to walk up to trade Harass, and your mana pool is a limiting factor here on Goat. He does have 2 mangoes to start with, so he's going to be able to spam out the decays a bit more, and Z-Freak is not going to have a good time here. He is a strength hero, so he drops very low quite fast, and he's going to be careful about the spacing here up against Goat.
He tried to go back for that courier, but Goat is just completely zoning him out. Of course, over in the mid lane, you see Canis Volpus up against Ryoya. It's not going to be an easy laning stage for the Ember. It generally just isn't easy altogether when you're up against the puck, and Canis Volpus should be able to get quite a bit of harassment and should be able to get a decent lane for himself. Is there anything we need to watch out for, John? I feel like they'll just be trading evenly and burning through regen this whole lane until they hit their level 6 timings.
Yeah, it's just about that level 6. Maybe level 4, level 5 gets a bit spicy, but it really comes down to whether or not the supports can make a rotation down here as well. Power runes equally important for both sides. The puck does have a little bit more mobility on that end, so expect Arkosh to try and apply that mobility out in contesting these runes. So it's going to be important to keep control there and get some supports down.
That's a lot of damage out. Goat with the Soul Rip as well. Not going to prove to be enough, and now Z-Freak. going to try and turn back around. He does have the shards up in 2 seconds, but it's not going to be early enough either. Still doesn't have level 2 for the tag team yet on the Tusk. Snaking, he's going to be very cautious, even as the Enigma. Of course, the Undying can do a hell of a lot of damage, especially at level 2.
Yeah, and you have to remember, with all the Eidolons around, you will get a lot of value from your Soul Rip here. Just having pretty much enough units to max it out early on is always nice. So it's much more favorable for Goat, especially once he gets a couple of the K-stacks on. So you've got to watch that spacing. Z-Freak finally does get the Courier Snipe on Pale Horse, but he did get his items out first, so it's not as big of a deal here.
Oh no, range creep going to be denied down at the bot lane. Crow. I don't know if he was trying to boulder smash the range creep or he was trying to boulder smash Moo, but the rock went through the range creep, which meant that Fear could deny it off on the Jug. That's a little bit unfortunate there, and poor Gremlo is the one who has to suffer, losing that XP. Pro might get a courier for his trouble. He does. Very, very nice. Always very good to take the opposing position one's courier if you can. Got top lane, Z-Free is the first one to die. Pale Horse is the one to get the kill there on the Phantom Assassin. I wasn't quite expecting that to happen, but there you go, the PA with the first blood.
And you just have to watch out how many stacks of the K does build up. Again, Tusk is a strength hero, so you're losing a lot by dropping some of that strength every time the decay flies in. The good news here for the side of PentAce is that
nice spin.
Goat does not have mana, although...
Gremlo, he's barely going to make it out. Nice attempt from Moo and Fear. At least forcing him back to the tier 1 tower, but Gremlo, he doesn't have a salve on him right now. He's bought one, but he needs to put it on the courier, which is still walking back to the fountain. It's going to be a while. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Goat, seemingly a bit confused as to why he's died. Ryoya does get the power rune anyway. So haste rune up on the Ember, going to be feeling very nice for him. And Goat just ends up dying.
Yeah, that does give him a chance to at least refill the bottle of Canis Vulpus here for the TP in. So Canis still gets a full bottle up for his troubles. But I think the awkwardness there was Goat was right on top of the rune. He didn't pick it up. I think he must have been wondering. I didn't see it until he walked off of the rune spot as well. So just some awkward model spawn. Still aggression on Ryoya.
He's got that haste rune, so he can be very aggressive. Canis not going to jaunt to the orb. He's in a bit of danger now. He's going to wait 5 seconds for the next orb, and Ryoya should be able to deal with him before then. Canis gets the orb out. It's a very, very short jaunt. He's going to turn back around now with the silence, but the Fairy Fire is there from Ryoya. He's still in danger as Pale Horse now going to jump in after December, and he has gone too far. And yeah, you made 4 heroes rotate into that mid lane, so maybe you can argue it's kind of worth, but I don't think the Ember wants to die there. Especially prior to that level 6 mark, and that's going to allow this Canis Vulpus puck to catch up. In terms of XP anyway.
It's a really important kill, and they're not quite done. You've still got Crow camping around here trying to trade hits with Moo. At the least, it's another reset for Ryoya. He's still ahead in terms of EXP. Well, not anymore, as Canis Vulpus hit 6. So a slight spike now for the puck, but that was time where your PA is not farming up, and you have given some space over to sneaking. So it does come at cost. Enigma now at level 5. Gonna be more annoying, although they do jump in, but not gonna be enough.
No, the Eidolon's just hitting away at Goat. Dropping very low. And all things said and done, the Enigma has a hell of a lot of denies, but I think Pale Horse is still farming pretty darn well. Like, he's equal with the Jug right now. So it's not like Fear's really out farming the PA. It's Snaking is doing his job, but Pale Horse seems to be doing an even better job. So as I say that, he gets stunned up with the Necro 1 and the shards to fly out. No one to blink to. Pale Horse almost has somebody, but no. Goat was not close enough, and well, I cursed Pale Horse, John. I shouldn't have said anything.
Yeah, that does give Snaking his level 6 as well, so he gets the value point in the black hole. Really early start for the Enigma. They've got Moo up top now as well to keep that sustain, and looks like a very early push coming out, which is something this Enigma does enable. They're going to get a good shove in on the top tier 1, get some decent damage off. You aren't in a position here from Arkosh to get that same shove in yourself, especially since down bot, Fear is just having a wonderful time free farming. So you're going to have to find a different angle to force an objective trade. But for now, top tier 1, melting way fast.
Certainly is. Easy stuff.
Tower is under attack.
Full PentAce.
Dire's top
I
tower
get it.
is no more.
Here, bot lane. Gonna get jumped on here by Pale Horse, but he's got the spin to get away from the roll of Crow. You can see the Radiant side, they're starting to group around that mid-tier 1 tower. Maybe wanting to get a bit more harassment out. Venus is around the area. Meanwhile, Goat, being caught out by Z-Freak now, is going to be completely surrounded and should just be dead. There's no real way out of here. He'll try the Soul Rip, but it is not going to work out. Meanwhile, Ryoya still chasing Canis Vulpus, but he's taking a fair bit of damage from Crow. He's going to try with the Remnants, but the silence is out from Canis, and now the Ember dropping so darn low. But Ryoya not going to die yet. The roll, the Remnants back, and he gets the kill. Oh, what a style play out from Ryoya. Juking out the Earth Spirit and still getting the puck. Now Z-Freak going to find himself in danger. Moo's going to try and protect him. And it looks like Z-Freak might just be able to get out as well. Snakekick, however, may not be so lucky. And he's going to be fine. He'll just walk away. Arkosh missing out on quite a lot in that engagement.
Yeah, they drag a lot of heroes down mid again to contest that and don't manage to find any returns. You are in a good spot here for PentAce. Maybe you start looking at the mid shove now. Snaking is around the area. A Necronomicon will reset shortly enough. So you can start to eye a bit of a shove in. Gremlo is here in response though. That does mean there's some decent D push coming out now on Arkosh's end to protect that mid. But that does mean that our PA is going to have to find somewhere else to farm. Pale Horse just focusing on the jungle now. Has been a very slow start for the PA, but is top in last hits for his team. So still getting something out for Pale Horse, but it doesn't match up to what Snaking, Fear, and Ryoya have been getting. There's a 4K lead for PentAce very early on. And 4K sub 10 minutes in is a very, very large gap that you have to try and catch up with if you're Arkosh.
Definitely is. The thing is, like, you've constantly had to have Pale Horse just come in and try to help out in these team fights, and that's not what the PA wants to do. Pale Horse obviously wants to just keep farming up in the jungle for the next, 15, 20 minutes. Until you have that Battle Fury in Deso at least. But more than likely, you're going to want the BKB before you really get involved. Well, now he's kind of in the jungle anyway, but the problem is he has no Battle Fury to work with. So he's really in a bit of a difficult situation.
I'll take that as tribute.
That mid-tier 1 tower goes down as well, then he's really out of luck, as Crow is going to roll in for a power rip, but it may cost him, and it does. With the ES down, they're going to start pressuring this mid-tier 1, and Arkosh really can't afford to let it go down.
It's going to be massive loss in fact.
He just commits the Omni straight onto Goat and just rips Undying to shreds. And there's no protecting the tier 1, it's just gone.
It's a fast push coming out from PentAce. 5K lead now. You're seeing some really good timings here as well. Fear is very close to his Maelstrom. That's going to allow him to rip through all of the heroes inside of Arkosh. The magic damage is going to melt that Underlord. It's going to melt the PA. And there's just no response as of yet here from Arkosh. Their map is shrinking real quick. They need to find an angle here.
They're going to try, maybe in the mid lane. Bit of Malice is out with the Dream Coil, all being committed on the Enigma, but Snaking still kills off Gremlo and he's surviving. He drops the Midnight Pulse, eventually dying, but Ryoya gets a double kill on the Ember, and now the snowball will come in from Z-Freak onto Crow, and that'll be an Earth Spirit going down as well. Complete domination by PentAce. They are making it look very easy right now.
Oh yeah, they're getting so much out of the map. 10-3, 6K lead at the 11.5 minute mark. Arkosh, well, they said they were awoken. It feels like they needed some shaking up here. Not finding the angles in these fights, forcing Pale Horse to join in early on, while there's no itemization on the PA is difficult. All of the cores on Arkosh's side need some form of farm. The only heroes that can really jump in is maybe the Puck, but without any items up, it's just hard. And even Gremlo, just getting punched by Z-Freak drops him down to less than half HP.
does. That's not a very good sign for your Underlord. Now Ryoya's here. Gets rooted for a second, but how does Gremlo get out of this? Ryoya does also have the Maelstrom up, and Gremlo is just set to die. Fear gonna chase down Goat, who has been slowed up. Meanwhile, Canis Vulpus dying to Snake King, and Fear will eventually finish off the Undying. And Snake King did commit the black hole, but he got the mid-park all by himself. And it's just full map control. It's already an 8k net worth lead.
Is under attack.
No farming tools on Pale Horse. And he is running out of space to farm quite quickly.
Dire's bottom tower is
I don't even know if you can afford to go for Battle Fury anymore. It's that bad of a game.
It's very difficult here. Trying to jump Snaking. Doesn't
No.
have Black Hole.
He's got help though. Goat now probably regretting going
Oh,
there as they
God.
just get ripped to shreds. Moo gets another kill. Canis, he's also gonna die, and so will Crow. Gremlo gonna join in, but they are just being outpaced here. My PentAce, and now the chains also coming out from Ryoya, and look at the damage. Gremlo he's not tanky. This is not an Underlord right now. It's just a big creep.
Oh yeah, and just complete domination from the side of PentAce. 10k, 17 to 3. They're melting these towers. Really good movement out.
Oh, Pale
Pale
Horse
Horse just
no.
trying to farm.
Snowball gonna come in. Z-Freak has the Walrus Punch and does, of course, commit it. And Ryoya is there with the lockdown. I don't usually say this, John, but it might be about that time. It's very, very early, but it's looking like such a bad game. Maybe if they
Fear?
can kill Fear, they do. Alright, they get the jug. That's a pretty darn big pickoff. Mind you, Fear was
need more.
overextending quite a bit for that.
They need way more than just Fear. They might lose some more as well. Oh, Ryoya. They can't stop him.
Nope. Roll in. Crow. That's about all he can do. Remnants forward from Ryoya. He's not done. He will finish off Gremlo, and now the snowball into Crow with the shards out. They lock him out of his base. Even Goat is suffering on the side. Another remnant forward from Ryoya. And even without the jug, without the black hole, it doesn't matter. Arkosh is still just dying left, right, and center. That'll mean a 12k net worth lead already. 14.5 minutes in. I think they're about to find another pickoff here as well as Canis Vulpus. He just orbed. Ryoya knows he's there. No remnants though, so he can't really break the gap. Does throw one out now, but he couldn't get the chains off.
Oh, no.
Instead though, Snake King is waiting on the low ground. And Z-Freak will happily take the kill off his hands.
Oh boy. Arkosh. They don't have much to play with right now. 13k behind. Everyone's just so much farmed. And look at Fear versus Pale Horse. Pale Horse is still level 9, about to hit 10. Whereas the Jug is 12. That's his level 2 ult. And can fight.
He definitely can. Recall. They bring in Z-Freak. What's Dota Plus saying? 97%. That's a big number for 15.5 minutes into the game. I'd say it's pretty accurate though.
Yeah, they've just gotten too much here. They do smoke up, but they had to clear Necronomicon first. So there's some awareness here on the side of PentAce.
Oh, Dream
Oh,
Coil,
no, the
not
Dream
gonna
Coil.
land. Ryoya now gonna turn right back around onto the Undying. Goat is just gonna get shredded. The Pit of Malice there, but it does nothing. Canis Vulpus can't even get this Blink farmed up now. It's literally one of those situations where Pale Horse has to carry this team all by himself. And I believe he is still trying to buy a Battle Fury this game. Does have the
Yeah.
broadsword, but it's gonna be a long
There's just
time.
not much else. There's not much else you can farm for. Like you get a fast BKB, you just get Black Hole. You try to go for say an SNY, you don't live long enough to get your damage off. So I think the best hope is Battle Fury, stall the game out, get your farm up. They're trying to buy that space. Look down bot.
Snake has got Black Hole. They've got to be careful about this, and Gremlo's dying to the units.
Jeez.
Yeah, Gremlo's just literally dead to units. Crow is not going to get sharded. The snowball is going to follow him down, or rather up. He's going to be able to roll away again. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Goat has been spotted by Ryoya. Ryoya is feeling quite hungry right now. It does look quite delicious. He does go down. Pale Horse, he goes for the blur, but Ryoya does also spot him out. He's going to try and go for the fight, but he's got no items up. He's relying on pure luck here to roll into Ryoya. The dodge is coming out from this Ember. Onto Crow, the triple kill now. The GG has finally been called by Arkosh. And I say finally, but we're only 17 minutes into the game. Just Sadboys, or rather PentAce, looking so darn strong.
They just come out on top, on fire, 29-4, 18k lead at the end at 17.5 minutes, and it looks like the coordinator might be down, so that's always good news as well. But Arkosh, they've got to really wake up now, like for real. Let's wake up, boys. Demons, I mean, wake up, demons. PentAce just on top, looking like that roster shakeup has done them some good. They just play on fire. Fear had a free time. Ryoya doing a lot of work, 14-1-10. And Arkosh back to the drawing board a bit. Got to rethink about their strats and find a different angle up against PentAce.
We'll see what they get up to in game number 2. For now, it's MLP, Dota, and johnxfire, and we'll be back after a 10-minute break for some more Dota 2 action. We'll see you then.